All right, what's up? Back for episode 10 of Moment of Truth. Okay. So this one is actually a request of sorts. I was speaking to a client one day about a week or two ago, and she had mentioned, maybe talk about what you would say to your younger self at different stages. It's very interesting. So had some time to think about it. And so I'm going to go with that. Today's episode is what would you say to your former self? Um, Being that I had a chance to live a few years beyond my former self's time frame, I have a lot more insight on how things are or how I perceive things. So, what would I say to myself at 9 years old? Start there. Um, for those of you who don't know, I was in a real major car accident when I was 9, and it almost took me out. Left me with the permanent scar on my face in different areas. It basically gave me not a facelift, but a face concave. So it did some damage to my appearance, which also affected my self-esteem and a lot of other things growing up. But what I would say to my 9-year-old self is that you're stronger than you actually know. You're stronger than you actually know. Because I remember real vividly at 9 years old what happened during that car accident. I started to cry right upon impact because I was scared, and then everything went black. And then I come to, and I'm trying to get up. That's the only thing I wanted to do, get back up. There was no tears, there was no crying, there was just get up off that ground. So I would say to my 9-year-old self, you are stronger than you actually know. Fast forward, what would I say to I'd say 16-year-old self. I'm gonna go 16-year-old self. At 16 years old, believe it or not, I was actually suicidal. Don't know why. Maybe it could have been like the hormonal cocktail. My circumstances around that time were kind of improving, in life. We weren't we didn't have much. We had something, but somehow, some way, I just felt like I wasn't up to snuff. My self-esteem was at an all-time low. It stayed that way for a while, even after that, but there was just something going on in there. And I took an attempt. It's hard to say this. I took an attempt at cutting it all out. Couldn't do it. Thank God. But what I would say to my 16-year-old self is hold the line, and you are worth more than you actually know. Your self-worth is not tied to girls or things or any amount of money. And it's okay. You're going to be fine. You're going to make it, but this is a process you have to go through. So that's what I would say to my 16-year-old self. I'm going to go 2 years after that because this is very pivotal. 18. What I would say to my 18-year-old self. So when I was 18, I got settlement, started getting cash settlements from my car accident. And I thought that, okay, I got money. I don't have to work really. I'm rich. We lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. I didn't pay any rent, of course. I worked at Pathmark. I was still in high school. And I'm like, oh, I'm tired of this job. They made me work one day late. I would say to my 18-year-old self, learn how to work hard and do some of the shit you don't want to do, because that money that's coming to you ain't going to last forever, and make better decisions. All right. So we fast forward a little bit. I blew through all that money. So as you'll see, as I go through my other age milestones, I'll talk more about that. But I'll tell my 18-year-old self, like, dude, you got to put that work in, no matter what it is. ETS, embrace the suck. It's not going to feel good. you know, and that girl that you want to go hang out with and that you mad about missing time with, she's not going to be there. It's like it's a thing. It's like this the moment in time, you're going to pass that. You're going to go beyond that too. So don't get too comfortable in that. So that's what I would tell my 18-year-old self. Let's go to, I want to say, I'm going to put a range actually. My 20, man. Oh, I'd say 23 to 25, 23 to 27. That whole area. We're going to put into that. I would say value yourself more and don't march to the beat of anyone's drum. So in that age bracket, I was in a relationship, and this relationship was based on manipulation. And I got into it because I wanted to help someone feel better. And I did it because I settled. And when you settle for something, especially in the context of a relationship, you're not happy. You might be cool but you're not happy. You know, I know the difference between being cool, all right, whatever, and being happy. Much different, much different. Although there was a lot of growth that happened between 23 and like 23 and like 27, that relationship was not cool. I mean, I did stuff that I didn't want to do. I joined things I didn't want to join. I was not true to myself. So another thing I would say to myself in that age range, be true to yourself. Speak up for yourself. Do what you want to do. And speak up first. Speak up early. Because if you don't, then but eventually, I am where I am. I figured that out. Boom. So let's move on now. Let's go to the age of 29 to 32. And I would say, when someone does something for you, be grateful. If they do it out the kindness of their heart, be grateful. It doesn't mean that you're indebted to them forever. And I say that because another relationship I was in, my former engagement, I did that because she helped me get my teeth together. She helped me fix like some of my stuff that was lingering around from my car accident when I was 9. And I thought that, okay, I'm in this, I owe her my life. And you don't. When someone does something for you, they do it out of the kindness of their heart. And if they're trying to fix you, too bad, too sad. You don't really need fixing. Hey, what's this? You just do what you need to do. And if you're not happy, you can change directions. You can change courses. It's okay to do that. And what's the last one left here? So I'm up to 32. Yeah, I think maybe 33. This is it. This is the final one. So around that age, between 33 and 34, I started losing my parents. And of course, that's probably the hardest time of my life, next to the car accident. But being who I am today, and versus, so 32, 33, take it back about 8 years. So 8 years from today, I would say you're about to get the biggest boost of strength that you've ever had. And it's going to suck. It's going to hurt real bad. But stay the path you're on, because you're about to really come out and understand why you're doing what you're doing. And from that point, you're gonna be all right. So that's pretty much where I would go. Everything from that point on, it's kind of standard. But I figured that'd be interesting to speak about that in that context and put that out there. So I'm curious, maybe, if you haven't done so already, maybe ask yourself that question. What would you say to your former self at different stages of your life? And be pretty much, just think about the possibility of time travel. It's a way to use the imagination, and it could possibly help you with things going forward. So hope you enjoyed this one. Feel free to let me know what comes up for you. I enjoy sharing a lot of these things with you, and I think it's great. So yeah, so see you for the next episode. And this was Moment of Truth, episode 10. All right, peace.